Thank you for watching Pouring the Tea with Masse.
Hello there, and I'm Lee.
Hi guys, I'm Jeremy.
And this is another episode of Pouring the Tea with Masse. Thank you for being here, everyone. Now, in our last episode, we let you know that we're going to be releasing the names and information of our final two artists at the Fluid Art Experience, and that's exactly what this episode is going to be all about.
Oh my god, so exciting.
It is. So if you don't know what the Fluid Art Experience is all about, it's this. July the 21st, July the 22nd and July the 23rd, right here in Dallas, we're going to be hosting an event that is 3 days long. It's 6 classes per teacher, 6 teachers for the whole event. And these teachers are going to be teaching you things like swipes, pearl pours, Dutch pours. We're going to teach you flip cups and grenades and all sorts of
ring and everything.
All those kind of things, all in person in class. And you're going to have the opportunity to join us here and book those classes very shortly. Bookings will open on May the 1st.
May the 1st.
And we're going to have a host location that includes hotel rooms and convention center space. So it's going to be all in one space this time around. We've got a meet and greet reception.
That's right.
On one evening. We've got a gala dinner.
On one night.
And we've also got a wrap party.
On one night.
Exactly. So we've got lots of fun classroom-based learning events. And then we've also got some really fun stuff where you'll be able to meet the artists, have some drinks, have some food. And on the gala dinner, we'll also be doing raffles and giving away some sponsored products. It's a lot of fun.
Yes.
And we're really, really excited to be putting it on again this year. Now, we've already introduced to you, clearly ourselves, Masse Art Studio.
Right.
You've got Garrick Brown Art Studio. We've got Kathleen.
Yes, Kathleen Osmore from Cause Creations.
Exactly. And you've already met Sarah Taylor Modern Art.
Yes.
So today we've got 2 more wonderful, influencing teachers for you to introduce you to. Now, let's talk about the first one first.
Okay.
This is someone who was super instrumental in kickstarting our journey into fluid art. Was actually probably one of the prominent reasons why we got our channel monetized in about 6 weeks. It's one of the reasons why our very first episode had like a multitude of thousands of views on it, even within the first week. So we have a lot to thank this person for specifically, but she was chosen for her myriad of techniques that she uses and her opportunity just to share some wonderful knowledge with you all.
And she's just an incredible person.
She absolutely is. And who is that person? Say it with me, show pony. Let's have a drum roll, please. Mixed Media Girl. That's right. Take a little look at Mixed Media Girl.
Meet Marcy, the artist behind Mixed Media Girl. She has been an artist her entire life. To her, it's like breathing. It's as simple as getting up in the morning and putting on clothes. She was born and raised in Los Angeles, California, where she resides with her husband and daughter while working on her art. With nearly 25 years of experience, she paints in every media, including acrylic, oil, watercolor, and resin. She also makes jewelry, candles, magnets, cards, paints vases, wine glasses, and so much more. Plus, she loves photography, videography, and singing, and she just released an album. Her main passion is mixed media and acrylic art, which is exactly why she started Mixed Media Girl. She aspires to share and uplift others with art and beauty, and to create as many artists as possible to fill this world with art. Whether it's playing music, painting, dancing, writing, or even cooking for just 1 hour a day, she believes the world would be much saner and happier with more artists in it. Her goal is to inspire creativity and art as much as possible.
All right, ladles and jelly spoons. So yes, look who it is. It's Mixed Media Girl.
Again.
How exciting to have you here. Thank you so much.
Yes.
I can't tell you how excited I am to work with you again. And I say again, because you might know Marcy from, let's see, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, from her music, from her books, from her paint line, from her resin line. And you might also know her because you watched her on Meet Your Maker Showdown, which is on Discovery Plus, with myself. as one of the contestants. That was so much fun.
Yes.
I absolutely love that whole thing. What do you remember most about the whole Meet Your Makers thing?
It was so nerve-wracking. Yeah, that's pretty much what I remember the best. It was just I was so nervous the whole time. I was worried I was going to say the wrong thing, and I was really worried I was going to finish too fast, which I did.
It was so much fun. And like you said, it was so, I mean, I'd never been in that kind of environment that was a real studio environment before.
Right.
You know, we point cameras at ourselves when we put our tutorials on, but it's very different having like your iPhone versus, 30 people stood behind cameras. But yeah, it was so much fun. So I'm really lucky because I got to spend some real quality time with you when I was in Los Angeles filming. But I know Show Pony's met you before, but he doesn't really know you like I know you. So for him and anyone else at home watching, tell us how you got started in fluid art.
That's a good question. I was definitely one of the earlier people in there, but I know that I saw some sort of a video or a painting. I don't think it was a video. Actually, I think it was a painting because I remember not having a clue what I was doing. And I was just like, oh, that's easy. You just water down the paint and then maybe throw some oil in there. I didn't know what kind of oil. So I was like, let's go grab the olive oil from the kitchen. So my first few pours were basically just a watery, muddy mess with some olive oil sitting on top.
Good enough to eat.
Then I was like, I should probably learn how to actually do this. So I couldn't tell you who I watched or what I watched. I was new to the YouTube world at that time too. I hadn't really watched YouTube before that. I just was like, okay, I need to get a recipe here. There's this thing called Floetrol, this thing called silicone oil, and away I went.
That's awesome. And how long ago was that? When was the journey for you started?
Well, just to back up a little bit though, I have actually dealt, because I began as an oil painter and then I became a watercolor painter, and then I didn't touch acrylics until I was in my 20s. Right. It scared me. But as a mixed media artist, you learn to play around with your mediums, your media. So I would often do a lot of kind of drip art. So I would make the paint more fluid and then I would drip it from the top. So I kind of had a big background in that, which I thought this was just similar. Instead of dripping it, you were tilting it.
Right. Yeah.
Not at all. So when I actually learned that part, learned to do the first flip cup, was 2017.
Okay. All right. So
2017.
Really not that long ago then, like 5 years ago. I know, like you say, you've been an artist pretty much all your life.
Yeah.
But the fluid art scene, 5 years. Can I tell you then, in that 5 years, you've amassed 353,000 subscribers on YouTube. You've got 231,000 followers on Facebook. You got 22,000 of those guys on Instagram. You got a channel with 32 Patreons on it, and so on and so on. And you all these things as well. I'm in awe. I think that's pretty gosh damn awesome in just 5 years. And for us, you were actually the reason why our channel kind of went from 0 to 100 in a space of about 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Because you were the first person that shouted us out.
Yeah.
And our very first episode had about 3,000 views on it in about a week. And we were sitting there thinking, God, this is easy. I put one episode up and I get 4,000. Now the next one got about 200. But we were monetized in 6 weeks, and it was only because of you helping and just shouting out about the channel. So we're always forever, ever grateful for that.
Yes,
it was
absolutely.
Super awesome of you. Thank you for that.
You're very welcome.
You know, what has been one of the most rewarding things about your painting journey?
Well, I've always created art and sold art and wanted to be a full-time artist and all that stuff, which is great. But for me, what's more rewarding is creating artists. So I guess I have a natural teacher inclination. I say I'm not sure where it came from. However, my entire family has a background in education.
Right.
So my mom worked at the school I went to for 20 some odd years. My dad worked there for 20 some odd years. My two two of my three sisters were teachers, and my sister-in-law was a teacher, and I was a teacher. So I guess that makes sense. I never thought of that. But I like to teach, and I so disagree with the thought that you A, have to be a starving artist, and B, you have to have some massive education to be an artist. I think art is everywhere. You know, if you put together a nice outfit, you're an artist. If you can cook a meal that doesn't look like dog food, you're an artist.
Right.
You know, like there's art everywhere, and people don't realize that. They think it's something that you have to go to special school for and all this stuff. But no, we literally see art everywhere. Your building, however it was designed, was art. That billboard, that movie, the song you're listening to, it's all art. And I think everybody has some sort of creative inclination that they have just suppressed for so long, and they were told when they were young, you can't do it. But they can. And even if they don't make a career out of it or something, they can definitely improve their lives with art in some way, shape, or form. So through this journey of YouTube and everything, I've seen so many people that are like, oh my gosh, you've awakened something in me, or, you know, I didn't know I could do this and now I can, or I've always wanted to do something like this, but I didn't think I could. Or you literally saved my life. Like those ones are crazy. It's like, especially during COVID, people were having a rough time.
Right.
So that's by far the most rewarding part of all of this.
I have to say that is very much my personal journey. As a kid, I had art at school, and my art teacher told me that I should never pick up a pencil. I should never pick up a paintbrush, because he told me I was just a terrible artist. And so then I went through my life telling people that I wasn't creative and I was business savvy, that my creativity came out in my business world. Until Jeremy showed me a ton of people's YouTube channels, and yours was one of them. And we tried to do a Dutch pour on our patio, and I was like, oh my God, this just made sense to me. It kind of just clicked in so many ways. So no, I absolutely relate to that journey specifically. It's a very cool thing, just how, like you said, you can unlock that creativity if you just give it a try. And that's one of the reasons why we love the fluid art experience so much. We get a lot of people who come to this because they've watched us but have never even picked up a pot of paint or a canvas. So it really gives people a chance to do it. So clearly you're also no stranger to face-to-face teaching, because I know you've run classes here in Texas before, and you run classes at home. You teach all the time. Other than creating artists, what else would you say is like super rewarding about the teaching?
Well, I mean, there's always like that aha moment in everything, because I teach not only art but also art business. And so there's just, even if you don't decide to make a career out of art or something, there's always something that you can use to improve some aspect of your life, even if it's just your 9-to-5 job, or managing your family, or managing your own time, or something like that. There's some aspect to business or to art that you can learn that will help with that. Yeah, because a lot of it's like effective time management, for instance. You know, how do you have time to run a family, to run a household, to have a job, to make dinner, but also to do something for yourself, also to be creative, or take that night off for yourself. Like, so I find it very rewarding when just to make some sort of an improvement in someone's life, even if it's not directly art related.
Right. Just to have that impact.
Yeah.
Okay, I get it. That makes sense.
So I know that I'm really excited.
Show Pony, you're always excited
about the fluid art experience, but are you excited about it?
I'm very excited. I typically teach in a more like one-on-one capacity, but I love doing big group things. And you're always going to learn something from the other teachers there. You're going to learn just the whole experience. Like, I've been to conventions, and every time, no matter what the convention is, you go home and you're inspired and you're fired up. So I love. Like, I could go to conventions all year long. If I had the time, I would. Like, pre-COVID, I would go to like 3 or 4 conventions a year, no matter what they were on, if there was on business, art, or whatever. And I think those really fueled me. So I'm super, super excited to be back to that kind of a setting.
Now, I'm not going to ask you your exact syllabus because I know we're all still kind of in that place of working it out. But give me an idea, an overview of what I would expect if I was going to come and be taught by you. What are you teaching in your classrooms?
That is a fantastic question. One of the things I know I want to teach is actually embellishment. Because I think that might be a topic that not really many other people will be covering, if at all. So I think it'll be, and it's a really hot topic, something that a lot of people want to learn. They want to learn how to do some, like, just pick up a brush and do some easy additions, or even how to just use a stencil, like, or how to make it into a mixed media piece, or how to add words to their painting, or whatever it is. So that's one of the things that I want to teach. The other stuff, I'm still up in the air on.
I gotta say, I think that's genius. One of the most difficult things for me as an artist, and I'm still trying to unlock that side of me, is the embellishment piece. Like, even almost to the point where it's taken me like a year to get comfortable wrecking a ring. You know, like, because I have this real controlling, like, nature about me, even in my art. So I think that a lot of people would absolutely benefit. Yeah, I know that's so it's so hard to believe. But yeah, I think I don't think anyone else is teaching that, so that would be perfect.
Yeah,
that's so cool.
So, Marcy, other than spending time with you, why should I book one of your classes?
I mean, and who doesn't want to just spend time with Marcy?
Because I'm awesome.
Exactly.
Plus, I'm short, so everybody will feel tall. I think one of my better qualities is the ability to break things down very, very simply. So, I mean, I haven't watched everybody else's teaching style or anything like that, but I think I'm pretty good at keeping a fast pace while breaking it down so that's very easy for everybody to understand. And I definitely am an overachiever, so I like to go above and beyond. And I always like to try to give you more than you paid for or more than you signed up for. Like, I want you to leave knowing that you really learned something and it was totally worth it and you would do it again any day. So that's kind of my goal. And I don't know if that makes me unique from anybody else or different or whatever, but I think that's good.
I think that makes you a fantastic teacher. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Will there be singing? I want to know. I mean, last time we saw you, we had you doing karaoke, but will there be tunes?
I mean, there could be. So I've never performed any of my songs live in front of anybody. So that is kind of a terrifying idea, but I could potentially be persuaded to sing.
Oh my God, that would be amazing.
We'll talk to your agent about that one.
Okay,
We'll have our people call your people. Exactly, we got it.
In other words, I'll be giving you a call.
Exactly, yeah. The show pony will be reaching out. I know that you've been to seminars. You've been to seminars as an attendee before, and I know that you've taught before. We've talked about that. What is it that you're most looking forward to about Fluid Art Experience this time? What is it that you're kind of like the most looking forward to?
I mean, I think it'll be unlike anything else. Like, I've been to conventions where there's a lot of speakers, or conventions where there's like kind of half and half of classes and stuff. And so I think this is just a really different kind of setup that I'm pretty excited about. And I look forward to learning from the other teachers as well. I know you guys plan to keep me kind of booked, but I'm going to work out some time to like squeeze into some other classes myself or something. I'll have to figure that one out. Maybe clone myself. I don't know. But I look forward to learning from everybody else there, basically.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So we know that you have your own paint line and resin line and books and classes and tutorials. And what else? What is there left to conquer?
Oh my goodness.
Oh, so much. I'm like just getting started.
That's awesome.
Well, I'm working on 2 more resin products currently. So one would be a more fast set resin, and then 2, I want to have a casting resin for deeper pours. So those, I'm currently testing one of those, which theoretically could be good, and it could be released really soon. Wow. There's some other secret stuff I can't tell you guys about. I'm working on going the mass manufacturing route with the split cups and the bottle bottoms. And then I'm working on some more books. So I'm hoping to magically find some time I want to have 3 books by the end of this year.
What?
Out. Yeah. One is actually 2 are basically already done. They just need to go through the whole editing. The third one is a massive project and I haven't even started, but I wanted to do it last year and I didn't. So it's going to get done this year somehow. Wow. And then another album probably, or at least some singles.
Wow. So, ladies and gentlemen, you've had the opportunity to talk to someone who never sleeps. No. Clearly. Like, I don't even know how you can cram. I know you've got people around you. You have to, because it's just so much. But I also know that you don't have a huge team. And that, you are very much, not a one-woman band, but you are very much someone who is
hands-on.
Yeah. So that is an awful lot. I definitely tip my hat to you. That's awesomeness. Thank you so much for being here with us.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you for cramming us into what is clearly a hectic schedule for the Fluid Art Experience. We're just really lucky to book you from July the 20th to July 21st.
I'm very excited. I think it's going to be really hot, but other than that, I'm super excited.
It is. We have air conditioning, though, everywhere in Texas.
That's good.
We're going to take good care of you.
Exactly.
Okay, good.
Thank you so much. So, everyone at home, if you're looking to book a course with Mixed Media Girl, our bookings will open May the 1st.
Yes.
At fluidartexperience.com, and you'll have the opportunity to book 3 days of classes with Marcy and all the other teachers. So, we hope to see you there.
Yes.
Thanks again, Mixed Media Girl.
Guys, bye.
We'll see you soon. Bye.
Wow, guys, there you have it with Mixed Media Girl and all of her awesomeness.
Right.
She is so incredible. You know what? Having spent time with Marcy, she is so just amazing and such a special person, so driven.
Right.
Books coming out.
World domination by this wonderful, talented artist. If there was ever a hero of ours in this pouring fluid art community, Marcy would definitely be it.
Yeah, sure.
She really has taken this as a business to a whole nother level.
Oh, yeah.
And not only that, she's just a wonderful teacher. Mm-hmm. So if you've been taught by Marcy before, please consider coming back because you'll have the opportunity to see her in this classroom environment.
Exactly.
And if you haven't been taught by Marcy, then there's going to be a million things that you'll get from any one of her classes.
Absolutely.
So yeah, super excited that Marcy is our 5th guest teacher.
Well, who is our 6th?
Well, we have one more for you. So when we surveyed the guys that came to the Fluid Art Experience last year, one of the techniques that they felt was missing was Dutch pours.
Yes.
And we've managed to find and grab an artist for you who combines Dutch pours with some other techniques.
Yes.
Who's a stunning soul, a fantastic, wonderful human, and is just a real naturally born, gifted teacher.
Yes.
Now, this one might be a surprise to you, and I really hope you're following this person. If you're not already, then you'll know a lot more about this person at the end of this interview. But our 6th and final guest teacher for you at the Fluid Art Experience this year is, a drum roll please, it's Pieces of Tara Artistry. Let's have a little look at Tara.
Tara is a fluid artist from Wisconsin. She has a lovely life with her handsome husband and 2 pups. She has been crafty from very early on in life. She was a jewelry artist for about 15 years and honed her craft to the point of becoming a jewelry silversmith. Just previous to COVID, she was exposed to fluid art by her father and they tried it together one day. And from then on, she was hooked. She cleared out her jewelry studio and made room for her fluid art space. She studied this craft from great artists on YouTube, soaking in all their knowledge she could acquire. She has documented her journey through her YouTube channel and has found that in the past 2.5 years, she has grown exponentially as an artist and a teacher. She loves teaching this art form. It has brought her so much joy and satisfaction, and she looks forward to continuing this journey.
So there you have it, ladles and jelly spoons, our 6th artist. The person that we've been really excited to introduce to you is Pieces of Tara Artistry. Yes. Well, I'm so excited for you to be here, Tara. Thank you so much for sharing us some of your time.
Thank you so much.
Of course. Show Pony and I have been admirers of your channel. We've been subscribed for a while. And so I feel like I know you through your paws. We're really excited to get to know you better and to have you part of the team of really fabulous artists. So we're definitely excited to get to spend some time with you. But if I didn't know Pieces of Tara Artistry, and if I was new to your channel, for example, tell me a little bit about you. Like, what's your story?
Well, I started pouring a little bit before COVID. So my dad, who I had no idea even had any interest in art at all, you know, says to me one day, "Would you like to come see my art in my basement?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about?"
Who are you?
So after that, like, he started showing me like videos from like Rinska Downa and Kathleen Osmore. And like, at first I was kind of like, okay, well, this is kind of cool and this is your thing. But he then had the supplies and asked if I wanted to do it. And so I was kind of quarantining. My husband's a fireman. And at the beginning of COVID, he was exposed to COVID. And so I was quarantining away from him at my parents'. And so I thought this is a good chance to like kind of try it out. So I did 2 pours and I went home. I was a jewelry artist. I got rid of my studio for the jewelry and like did this. Wow. I went nuts and I like love it. So like my start was watching Rinska do the Dutch pours. And I loved how the paint moved, and that just got me going. And then when I saw Dwight and Sarah doing the pearl pours, I was like, let me think about this, because they're very thin paints. Dutch pours are very thin paints. Well, I wonder what would happen if we combined them. And so then that like just kind of started this whole experimental process. And so, I mean, the majority of what I do are the pearl pours with the Dutch pours. I will do them on their own, you know, at times. And I got this new technique that I love. It's the deconstructed bloom that Karen Dershin pioneered. I love it. It's so fun. So yeah, that's my story. That's kind of what I do now.
I love it. It's so exciting to me that it was your dad, who I'm going to give a little shout out to. That's DJ Fluid Arts with a Z, right?
He's changed the DJ. So the DJ is out. Now it's just Fluid Arts with a Z.
Oh, I love that. Yeah. Okay, super cool. So if I haven't already, please go and check out his channel. And I know he's been pouring on your channel with you as well, right?
Yeah.
That's super cool that he got you into it, because he's the one that got me into it.
Yeah.
And our journey was very similar. I know we've talked about this before, but he's always been creative. He showed me some channels, and we saw Rinska and Canella and Molly and like a ton of other people. And it was like we tried it on our patio, and then we loved it. We were like hooked. So it's so cool that your journey was very similar. And we started right after the pandemic. For us, it was kind of like April, May time of 2020.
No, it was March.
Was it March? Like when the pandemic hit? Wow.
Yeah, we got back from our honeymoon, and that's whenever I was like, I need something to do.
Right.
I was going crazy in the apartment, and that's whenever, it was in March.
I love that. So yeah, very similar journeys. And so when did you then start your channel? Can you remember the date?
I think it was June. Of 2020.
Right. Okay, yeah, and we started in August. So yeah, very similar kind of like time scales. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
So you've mentioned deconstructed blooms, and you've talked about Sarah and Dwight and pearls. What is it about pearls and blooms that gets you so excited?
Well, you know, I've never been good at math or science. But you know what? I've really come to appreciate the science behind, these types of pores, like how these cells are formed, how the pearls formed with the paint reactions and how you layer and all that. So that like, I don't know. I think I'm a cell junkie. I just love watching it happen. So yeah, I guess that's what excites me about these type of pores.
So Tara, I know that you've taught classes before and your background and everything. What makes you so excited to teach?
So what I love about teaching these classes is that you get to teach something that you really love and that you're really passionate about.
Nice.
That's what I love. So, I was crafty, growing up. I was a jewelry artist for like 15 years, but I had never used paints, like ever. I didn't even take an art class in school. And so like this whole new world was opened up to me. And, to be honest, at the beginning, I had no idea what I was doing, like none. So I studied and I studied and I experimented and I experimented and I struggled and I struggled and I still struggle sometimes, but and I've failed and I've failed. Like, so to be able to help people to maybe like inspire them that, you don't have to be doing this your whole life to have good results, but just make it fun, learn as much as you can. And I just want other people not to have to make all the myriad of mistakes that I've made. And so if you can like share that with someone, in a very short period of time, like I think that's invaluable. I wish I had that. Because it was a lot of, me and my dad talking back and forth and watching, millions of hours of YouTube and then rewinding and rewatching. So yeah, that's what I love about it.
You're offering a shortcut, basically.
Yeah.
You're basically taking your journey, saying, these are all the things that I got wrong. Now you don't have to, because here's something that's going to hopefully produce a really fun piece of art.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I would love to know what it was that made you want to be part of the fluid art experience. I mean, when we asked you, you could have easily said no, but what was it that made you want to do it?
Well, I just thought it was such an amazing opportunity to connect not only with artists that I've been watching and that I've admired for a long time, but also to connect with people one-on-one with one-on-one instruction. I mean, that's huge. And I've, haven't had a chance to do that very much because of the pandemic. I mean, I have some, but not enough for me.
Right. Not enough to keep your soul warm. No, I get that. I got to tell you that when we did the fluid art experience in November last year, we sent out a survey to everyone asking them for recommendations of people that they would want to see. And you were part of those responses.
Yeah.
And, so no, people want to see.
Flattering.
Yeah, I know. It's all because of the talent that they are clearly going to get to share from you. So no, I'm excited for you to be there too.
So Tara, I've seen your channel, I've seen what you do, but what will you be teaching like in your classroom?
So I'm excited because I get to kind of go back to my roots with the Dutch pour just on its own. So I'll be doing like a Dutch pour 101. Nice. And what I want to emphasize is that it's not just a beginner's Dutch pour class. If you have Dutch pour experience, I'm going to be talking about a lot of different things that maybe you haven't thought about, different pouring mediums to use, whether it's paint, water, and Floetrol, paint, water, Floetrol, and GAC, like whatever you want to use and what's convenient for you, how to get that perfect consistency to use whatever pouring medium you want. Also, I'll be doing an advanced class, which is the pearl pour with the Dutch pour on it, which I love. That's one of the things that I love to teach the most. And it'll be basically you're getting a background for your pearl or for your Dutch pours. So the pearl pour is your background, and so you're going to be able to figure out how to place the Dutch pour to get the best composition. And then I'm excited that I'm going to be teaching the deconstructed bloom in a couple of different classes. So yeah, it's going to be really fun.
Another thing that our students said from the previous fluid art experience was that they really wanted someone to teach Dutch pours.
Yeah.
Because it's such a visually appealing, but looks real easy technique.
Yeah.
And I can say from first-hand experience, because we've been doing Dutch pours on the channel now for about a year and a half, that I think in all that time I've maybe got 2 that I'm like proud to say this was a great Dutch pour. One of them just happened to be on a toilet seat cover that I did not that long ago. And I'm still smarting about the fact that it was on a toilet seat cover. So I do know that the people that want to come to the Fluid Art experience definitely want to see a Dutch pourer there. So I'm so excited that they're now going to get to have that technique taught by such a great artist. It's going to be so cool.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
If I've already spent time and money being taught from you directly, so if I've already taken one of your classes or I've already seen you on a Zoom, what is it that you would say to me to convince me to come back and do another class? Like, why should I do another class with you?
Well, I mean, like you said, like for the most part, my classes have been over the internet or over Zoom this time. And, to be honest, there's only so much you can do on Zoom.
Yep.
You can't get the right like I can show them my screen and like be right on top of it. I can get my cup right there and they can see the consistencies. But unless you're personally there to see it, it's never going to trend. I mean, there can be like, just for instance, with the pearl cell technique, if your paint is hitting the cup and it's making the tiniest dimple on top, that is not thin enough. You have to make it sink. And sometimes people can't tell that, where they're holding the pops, just stuff like that. Like very kind of just smaller things. Same with like Dutch pour, like how to hold the hair dryer, to get the technique that you want. Like those are all things that is really hard to convey over Zoom. And so like I am super excited to be in person, having that one-on-one contact and give that assistance, the best assistance that I can possibly give.
Yeah.
We've talked about this before. There's so many different food analogies for what a thickness or a thinness a paint can be. There's the runny honey. You talk about the vitamin D milk.
Vitamin D milk.
You talk about pudding. Like there's just
heavy cream.
Heavy cream. It's another one. And again, one of the things that we found really valuable from the experience last year was being able to exactly that. Hand someone a cup and say, stir this with a popsicle stick because this is the thickness of the paint that you're looking for. Right. And there were so many aha moments in the classes because people just got it from feeling it. And the people would come to us and say, I now know why I can't get this right because my paint has just been so off all this time.
This is not the paint you're looking for.
Exactly. So everything that you've said is totally spot on. And for people, especially with Dutch pours, I feel, and with pearls as well, that consistency is the make or break to a good piece or not. And I still think that that's one of the reasons why we're struggling with Dutch pours, because I think we're so used to thick paints that thin paints to us are just crazy thin. So if you're struggling, people at home, then definitely this is the class to be in for sure.
If you're struggling.
Exactly that.
So, I know that there's going to be so many incredible things happening at the Fluid Art experience. What is something that you're excited about that's going to that you're excited about for the Fluid Art experience?
Well, I'm really looking forward to the venue. I think it's going to be a lot of fun for the students. I think the socializing within the students with people who like the same thing and who are interested in the same thing. And then most of all, I think what I'm most of all looking forward to is connecting with all the students. Hopefully putting faces with names that have been supporting me in the comments and donating to my channel and buying my art. I think that's probably going to be the most exciting thing for me.
One of the things that we missed last year was the opportunity to have the students stay in the same venue. So people were kind of busting backwards and forwards. At this time around, everything is so self-contained. And even our evening events are in the same location, bar one, because we're going to get off site for one of them too. So it's just going to be so awesome for the students to be able to have everything all in one place. So that was the reason why we picked this location in particular.
Yeah.
All right. So there you have it, folks.
There you have it.
There you have it. Thank you so very much for introducing yourself to the people that don't know you and telling everyone that does know you a little bit more about yourself and what those classes are going to be. The registration for classes is going to open on May the 1st.
May 1st.
So just a couple of weeks. And the Fluid Art Experience will be here in Dallas, July the 21st, 22nd, and 23rd.
Yep.
And anyone out there that has a hankering to do a Dutch pour, a pearl pour, or a deconstructed bloom, now you know exactly where to go and get it. And that's going to be with Pieces of Tara Artistry. This girl right here. Exactly that. I cannot wait to spend some time with you.
I know.
And just get to know you. And I really want to do a pearl and a Dutch pour with you too. So I hope that we get some time to play around as well. Thank you so very much for being here with us. And we look forward to seeing you real soon.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me and inviting me. I'm super excited.
Yeah. Well, thank you so very much. We'll catch you soon, Tara. Bye.
All right, sounds great. Bye, guys.
So there you have it, folks.
There you have it.
There you have it. That is Pieces of Tara Artistry, our 6th artist in our wonderful lineup for the Fluid
Hold up.
Experience.
In other news. Yes. I asked my wife today if I was the only one that she had ever been with. She said yes. The rest were all 9s and 10s.
That's so stupid. And who is this woman? Who is this wife of which you speak of? Because I'm going to need to meet this woman. Okay. So there you have it, folks.
There you have it.
That wraps up another weekly episode of Pouring the Tea with Masse and the dad joke aficionado that is the show pony. There's many, many more of these, I know. He has
many more.
Catalogue of these things that will be rolled out weekly in Pouring the Tea. Thank you so much for being here with us.
Yes, thank you so much
for watching this wonderful episode. Next week, now we've introduced all of our artists, we're going to get back to more hints and tips and tricks.
Yes.
I want to talk to everyone next week about wrapping, finishing, and sending our pieces.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was a question that was asked in our last episode, like how we actually finish our pieces, how we get them sent out, how we send them out to customers once they've bought them. Well, I'm going to show you just what we do. So we'll take you through that step by step next week, and then there'll be some more bits and pieces along the way.
Nice.
Now it's Easter weekend.
It is Easter weekend.
So it's actually Good Friday today.
Yes.
So happy Friday to everyone. We'll see you back here on Easter Sunday.
Yeah.
With another normal pour. And but until then, you have a great Easter weekend.
Yeah.
And we'll see you guys on Sunday. Have a good weekend, everyone.
Thank you for watching Pouring the Tea with Masse.
And now to spank the Patreons.
Yes, let's spank the Patreons.
Let's do it. Who are the Patreons? Well, the Masse Posse, we like to call them, are a group of people that have signed up to patreon.com. And on our patronage, you have the opportunity to get levels and perks for different things.
Yes.
So at one level, you might get a sneak peek, behind the scenes video or some footage. At another level, you'll be invited to monthly off the YouTube channel live streams. And at a separate level, you might also get once a month tutorials.
Yes.
So it's a really fun opportunity for people just to have a completely different view of Masse Art Studios. So we have some people to thank.
Yes.
At our gold level, we have Elizabeth Galano, Gillian Kennedy, we have Gloria Salaki and Jane Klein, we have Janice Swansea and Kelly Stowell, we have Kirsten Blackley, we have Linda Seriani, we have Mary Doulis, or Mama Doulis, Patsy Petrelli and Rebecca Hawes Winters, we have Sharon Luffy and Stephanie Hancock, we've got Tammy Housebrook, we've got Terry Leschner, and we've got Trisha West.
Yes. Then in our platinum level, we have Elaine Burton, Janice Pittman.
And Steve.
We have Susan Chigori and Susan Shepperson. Yes.
And at our diamond level, the one you all know and love,
yes.
it's Sparkles. So thank you so very much to those guys and everyone else that's here down below, our bronze and silver Patreons too. We really appreciate you. We really appreciate you wanting to be here with us and support us through this wonderful journey of art. Honestly, we really can't thank you enough, so thank you so very much.